Yo guys, what's going on? It's Burke Crown coming out with a YouTube video today, and today what we're going to be looking at is don't be getting tricked, don't be getting trapped, and don't fall into this constant loop of losing your coins, right? People fall into this constant loop all the time because they think they're getting a better player, they think they're doing better for their team, and really what they're doing is they're hurting their team, they're not getting a better player, they're just wasting their coins by moving up just a little bit at a time. I'm going to break down left-handed players and right-handed players. I'm going to give you an example of both so you know what to look forward to going into the future. Now, I'm going to do this more often as they come up, and I'm going to do it when aggressive ones come up, when the obvious player comes up that it's like, listen, guys, I know you want to upgrade, but this is not the time. So, we're going to dive into it. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget the sub button down below so you don't miss anything in the future. But let's get into it. Which cards to get, which cards not to get, and where to stop and draw the line and don't waste your coins. Okay, I'm going to start with this one right at the gate because it's a set that's right in your face. People are chasing it. It's easy to do, and I want it to point it out right now because not every set you can do is worth doing. So Team of the Week previously came out with collectible system where you could build up gear collectibles, and then you build those cards up and you go to Star of the Month. And then you'd take those cards that you built up from the previous weeks and you'd put them into Star of the Month to hopefully get yourself, one of the 87s of your choice. Mikko Rantanen was one that everyone talked about because he was a big card and he looked like he was really good. But to get Mikko Rantanen, you had to turn in an 86 Team of the Week player and four 83s. This 86 is crucial because he is going to come into this example. And the 86 I'm talking about here is going to be none other than Luc Robitaille. Luc Robitaille is a really solid player. I've had him on my team for a very long time, and he is doing really well for me. He's on the third line, but that's just because of other really, really good players on my team. He is a strong third line player, and it comes down to the value of the player now. This 86 would be one I'd have to turn into for Mikko Rantanen. Now, this 86 has 92 acceleration, 93 agility, and 90 speed with 92 shooting accuracy and 90 slap shot accuracy. The reason the accuracy is huge is because as they nerf the green 1T, accuracy is going to help you keep that 1T higher, right? So they're nerfing the accuracy of the 1T, not the power, nothing else, not the timing, the accuracy. So the more accurate of a player you have, the more likely you're still going to get that accuracy high enough to go in the net. But 92 acceleration, 93 agility, 90 speed, and 90 shooting. Now, when you look at Mikko Rantanen, sure, he is 6'4", but Luc Robitaille is into the 6 foot category as well. So into the 6 foot category, 6'4", sure, is a little bit bigger. Not a huge difference though when you're talking about 88 speed versus 90. 87 acceleration versus 92 acceleration, and 91 agility versus 93. And then their shooting is identical to Robitaille's, even being a little better. So in the categories we care about, shooting, skating, Robitaille is better at an 86, but yet you would need to turn in a player like Robitaille to get this Rantanen. This is where you got to stop. You got to look at the underlying stats before you just go and build a card. Yes, I know he has 2 synergies and Robitaille doesn't, but those 2 synergies do not help his skating. It only helps match his shooting and pull his shooting up to Robitaille's shooting. So the card still does not outperform Robitaille because the skating is so down, so low. Cheapest Robitaille you can find on the market right now is 150,000 coins. Speed, agility, and shooting adds up. That is truly something that people like to see, is the skating. But then Mikko Rantanen, who we have just showed and just looked at is far worse, is actually 157,000 more, 150 more, 100,000 more, sorry, as he's 257,000 coins. My apologies. But he's 100,000 more, and we have just showed he is a worse card. But this isn't the only example of this. This game is littered with stuff where people spend more coins on a higher overall when it makes no sense. For example, we got this Nick Suzuki here who you can get at 69,000. That's the cheapest one, 69,000. And at 69,000, you get 89 speed with middle hands, middle shooting. Like the card does not stand out. Now he does have 92 agility, 84 face-off, but 89 speed with middle shot. Everything else is kind of average. 69,000 is the cheapest. And then you got Oliver Bjorkstrand, 85 overall. 50,000 is the cheapest you can find this card right now. And He's sitting at 89 speed, again, middling shot with 86 accuracy, 87 power. His hands are very in the middle of the pack. He does have 92 agility, just like the Nick Suzuki did, but he doesn't, like, 89 speed with middle shooting. And then finally, before I get to the player that's lower overall and cheaper than all three of these players, he is also better. Lucas Raymond is an 85 overall. You get him at 58,000. 89 speed. Again, his shooting is coming up a little bit, where he's getting into the low, like right before the 90s, high 80s, where he's 88 accuracy and 89 accuracy and 88 shooting power. His hands are still into the 80s. His agility is 91. His acceleration and speed into the high 80s as well. So Lucas Raymond being at 58,000, 85 overall, people might start thinking, like, this is a card you want on your team. But this is where people have to just not always spend all their coins improving their team. Sometimes it's not about the overall in the top left-hand corner of the card. It's about the stats on the backside of it. You can get 90 speed with 6-foot size, with 91 acceleration, 89 agility, 83 endurance, and the shooting to match all the cards I just showed you, with the hands to match all the cards I just showed you. All those cards were right-handed players, and this Nathan MacKinnon beats them all in skating, and he keeps up with them all in hands and shooting. Now, why is that so important? Well, because this Nathan MacKinnon, 84 overall, is 15,000 coins cheaper than the 85s that are higher overall than him, but not better than him, right? You would be better off keeping your 15,000 coins, keeping this Nathan MacKinnon card on your team, or instead of upgrading to get an 85, get this 84 Nathan MacKinnon, put him on your team, because he will be better for you than any of those 85s. Now, I'm not saying all the 85s are worse than 84 Nathan MacKinnon, and you should never get an 85 over an 84. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you got to look at the underlying stats, and then you got to see if the coins are worth the cost. For instance, with this Nathan MacKinnon, he's an 84 overall. He is better than the 85s I've shown, and he is 15,000 coins less. But now, that brings me to the cover athlete 85 overall William Nylander. Now, this card, if you look through, is 120, 117,000, 117,000 for an 85 overall. 84 overall Nathan MacKinnon is 35,000 coins. So in my opinion, when we look at this card, it better blow our socks off to be that kind of coinage. But as we look at this card, we realize it is not that much better than the Nathan MacKinnon. 91 acceleration, that just barely gets on Nathan MacKinnon, as Nathan MacKinnon, I think, had 90 acceleration. 91 speed, well, Nathan MacKinnon had 90 speed, so nothing too over the top there. 90 agility, Nathan MacKinnon had 89 agility. 83 endurance, that's what Nathan MacKinnon had. Middle shot power, that's what Nathan MacKinnon had. You know, average hands, that's what Nathan MacKinnon had. So this card, although is good, and I'm a huge Nylander fan and a huge Leaf fan, this card is not worth the 80,000 coins more people are asking for it. To the point where if you are trying to save your coins for good cards, for impactful cards on your team, you wouldn't go and get this William Nylander, you would keep Nathan MacKinnon. And you definitely wouldn't get those 85 overalls that I showed you before. You would keep Nathan MacKinnon, and you'd save for more impactful players. Don't spend your coins going from 90 speed to 91 speed and to go up 1 overall. Wait for an impactful card to make your team. And don't forget, guys, in moments, objectives, wild card, they're giving 85 overalls where you might be able to pull one of these players, where you end up getting it for free now, and you could put that player on your team to help it out that way without spending your coins. But don't go out, don't rush, don't waste your coins, because what's going to happen is you're going to go from Nathan MacKinnon to this William Nylander card. An 86 is going to come out that's built the same as Nylander. You're going to sell Nylander, get the 86. Don't fall into that loop. Don't fall into that chase that just keeps you wasting your coins. Wait until you get a significant upgrade to your team. I've always said, get the player you want. And if you want one of these players, go ahead. But if you wanted William Nylander on your team, you're chasing his X factor, not chasing his most current cards that come out, because you'll lose in the long run. And then when it comes to upgrading your team, always make sure you're upgrading either the first or second line. If you're not upgrading the first or second line, you're wasting your coins, as you're going to upgrade the third or fourth line, and then a week later, you're going to be taking that guy off your team that you just bought. His price dropped in the market, you're paying tax, and you're losing out. So upgrade your first or second line, because as you push them down your lineup more and more, you're still using them for a longer period of time. But don't fall into this loop, guys. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this video helped when it comes to selecting players. And if it did, leave that in the comment section down below. But thank you for watching. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.